Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Kiki and welcome to the June TBR, but we're doing something a little bit different. Basically, I have several different TBR prompt things to choose the TBR. So we have three. I said several, but really it's just three. We have three different things that are going to be choosing our TBR for June. First and foremost, the tried and true TBR jar. I have many prompts in here, and some of them I put in like a year and a half ago, so really a mystery what's in here. So we will be choosing two prompts from this. I also, and this is what I'm most excited about, have this little spinning wheel. So there are 6 different romance genres. So we have paranormal, hockey, contemporary, spicy, romantasy, and historical. So we will choose this, or we will spend this, and it will give us a romance genre, and then we have to pick a romance book accordingly. I'm really excited about this because summer is when I read a lot of romance books. Like, it is definitely the season I read the most romance books. So we will be we will be choosing 2 books from our little spinning wheel. And then for our third and final TBR prompt picker, we have 2 sets of TBR cards. So I have this set here. Both of these are from Illumicrate. They have different prompts on them. And then we have this one, which I really like. I think these ones are just so pretty. We will be picking 1 card from each of these stack for another 2 books. So 6 books total. I'm very excited about this. I think this is so fun. Before we get into the actual picks, I do just want to go over a couple of books that I'm really excited about, and if we even have the slightest opportunity with these items to pick from these 3 books, best believe I will be doing it. First of all, I need to read Broken Dove. I have been wanting to read this, well, since I finished Silver Elite last year, but I've been waiting to get the paperback version. I'm in the States. We only have hardback. I picked up Silver Elite last year when I was in the UK, so that one's paperback, and I just prefer reading them. So I had to wait and order it from the UK to get this paperback, and it's finally here. I got it yesterday, and it took everything in me not to drop everything that I'm reading to pick this up. I know Silver Elite was polarizing, to say the least. I was someone who really liked it. I read that book in like 2 days. I had a great time with it, so I'm very excited to read the sequel, and hopefully we can do that in June. And the other 2 books I want to read are both summery romance books, so hopefully this wheel will help us out with that. But I have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. This is the 3rd book in her like lake romance book series. I don't even know if it's actually a series, but they're all set at a lake in Canada, or several lakes. They all have a lake setting, and they all have similar covers, so in my head they're a series, so I can't read them out of order. But this is the 3rd one, and I need to get to this in June. It's a need. It really is. And then I want to start my Emily Henry journey, and I have several of her books on my physical TBR without having read any of it. Sue me, but I really want to start with People We Meet on Vacation so I can finally watch the movie. So I would really love to get 1 or both of these. Hopefully both, because I really want to read both of these in June. Alright, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and pick our books. Let's start with our TBR jar. Okay. Shake it up, I won't look. Oh, I just dropped so many. Do we have 1? We have 1. Okay. Let's open it. Can you guys see what that says? Also, excuse my red hands. I just got done with work. A book with blue on the cover. Okay, a book with blue on the cover. I definitely have some options for this. First, I found The Austen Affair. This is about 2 actors who are going to be in an up-and-coming production of Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen, and they somehow, I don't know if they get transported back in time to the Regency era, or if they get transported into like the story of Northanger Abbey. Either way, I'm so down for that vibe. And I think Northanger Abbey is one of Jane Austen's most slept on novels, okay? I love that one. I've heard some people rank it dead last in their Jane Austen ranking, and I think that's a crime. I love Northanger Abbey. I think it's so lovely. So I think this will be really fun, and I wanted to read this in the spring, And I know June is technically still spring, but in my head it's summer. So I don't know if this is the vibe or not. And then I have Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. This is the 5th book in the Dark Olympus series. And I had a goal to catch up to this series by the time the 10th and final book came out, which I thought was in August. It's actually in June. So that's not going to happen. But if I still want to read that relatively soon to its release date, I really need to continue the series. And then the last one I found is another one that I've been saving for like the spring summertime, and that is You with a View. The title's in blue and we have some blue down here, but I think it's definitely less blue than the other ones. And while I do want to read all 3 of these, I think the best choice is to finally continue on with the Dark Olympus read. So our first book for June will be Cruel Seduction by Katie Robert. And I've been wanting to read these, but something just like stops me every time. And I feel like putting it on my TBR will be a good incentive to finally continue this series, because I love it. I know it's like, oh, something stops me. Yeah, I genuinely love it. So I don't know why I haven't continued yet. So this will be our first pick. All right, let's do our second TBR jar pick. We have a gray one. Okay. Can we see what that says? Recently acquired. Okay. I just got this yesterday. This is my most recently acquired book. It did come with 2 other books, but that's okay. This is the one. They all came at the same time, so I can pick between those 3. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. We're only 2 in and we're already getting Broken Dove. Yes. So if you don't know what Silver Elite is about, it is a dystopian romance series, and basically our main character is a mod, and in this world mods are outlawed. They are not allowed to be doing what they're doing. They have powers, right? And in this world, if you're a mod and you use your power, like as you're actively using it, you have like a physical indicator on your body. Our main character does not when she's using her mod ability, and she's very, very strong. So because of this, she infiltrates this like elite training academy, like for the guards of the people who are oppressing them, and there's a romance with someone there. I'm not going to go into any more detail. I had such a good time with that book, and I need to read this one. The ending was so good. So I'm very, very excited to be reading this in June. I don't care what else we get on the list. This will be the one that I'm most excited about. I just had a fun, good time with the last one, you know? 2 books down. I'm already really happy with our stack. All right, let's go ahead and do the wheel. So just a refresher, we have 6 different genres: paranormal, romantasy, historical, contemporary, spicy, and sports. I was like, what's the other one? All right, so let's just go ahead, give her a good, what did we get? Romantasy. Okay. My favorite genre. Since romantasy is my favorite genre, I definitely have a plethora of books to choose from, but I really, really want to read some more on my Kindle this summer, and I've really been loving my Kindle. I just re-downloaded Kindle Unlimited, just redecorated her for the summer. Let me show you. I think it's really simple, but I really like it. I don't know. I'm definitely having a moment with my Kindle, and I want to read more on her this summer. So I'm going to choose a Kindle book. Now, I definitely have a couple options on here already downloaded. I know I have a Bonded by Thorns, which is like a Why Choose Beauty and the Beast retelling. I could be wrong about the Beauty and the Beast part. I know our main character like falls into this fantasy world, so that could be interesting. Why won't my Kindle? Okay, I was like, why won't you unlock? I have The Silversmith. I don't really know what this is about, but a lot of people have been hyping this up recently for me. On Wings of Blood, I know this is like an academy setting. I think there's vampires. That could be fun. I've heard really good things about this, and I've really wanted to read it for quite some time. I think that's like all I have actually for fantasy already downloaded. So we'll choose between these 3. I think I'm gonna go on Wings of Blood. I think this is the one that's calling out to me the most. So on Wings of Blood will be our romantasy pick. First pick for the wheel, first Kindle book. might be the only Kindle book. We'll see. Let's do our second book. I'm really hoping that we can get one of our romances with this. So that would be contemporary, obviously. Of course, spicy I think would work. I think that's it. Really spicy is kind of like a free space, I think. I didn't flick that, did I? Oh, we got romantasy again, so we'll spin again. Spicy. Can you see that? It says spicy. So like I just said, kind of like a free space. Obviously, this summer will be different. I think this one will be more spicy than People We Meet on Vacation. I don't know if Emily Henry's books contain spice or not. So I do know that this one will at least have 1 or 2 scenes. So maybe I'm cheating because I don't think these are like what they mean by spicy. Because kind of every romance book has spice now. It probably means something that's like over 50% spice, but I don't really want like spicy books like that. So this is the one we're choosing. This will be our 4th pick, our second pick from our romance wheel. I feel like this is going so fast. We're already on our last item, which is our TBR cards. I think I'll do this stack first. So we will choose one from each. I can't believe we're already almost done with our TBR. I feel like I just started this. I'm having so much fun. So we'll give it a shuffle and we'll just take the top card. A book you never finished. I don't have anything that I like soft DNF'd. So I think we should pick again. I'm so sorry. I hate to pick again. I genuinely don't think I've soft DNF'd anything. And I'm not going to finish a book that I've like for sure DNF'd because I would have done that for a good reason. There's nothing that I'm like, this is something that is a me problem that I'm putting down. Like I don't have any books like that. So we will just, I don't want to see them. We'll just do this again. Give it another little shuffle. Ooh, that pink one's pretty. Should we choose this one because I like the color? Let's do it. Maybe. A book by a queer author. This is perfect because June's Pride Month. Okay, let me scour. That worked out so well, not only because we get to choose a queer author in Pride Month, but also because we get to choose one of these 2 books by Tasha Suri. I had a lot of things that would work for this, but I really want to get into Tasha Suri this summer, and these 2 in particular, I really want to read this summer. I've been saving this one for summer specifically, so like it made sense that I had to choose one of these. I have another Tasha Suri on my physical TBR as well, but these 2 are sapphic, so obviously we're going to go with one of these. First, I have The Jasmine Throne. I don't really even know what this is about. I saw some quotes from it like 2 years ago maybe at this point, and immediately bought it and still haven't read it. And then I have The Isle of the Silver Sea. I do know a little bit more about this one. Also, like, let's just take a look at the stunning Illumicrate edition, okay? Beautiful. It gets even better. I don't drop them. Like, look at that artwork. OMG. But this one is about a witch and a knight. I almost said a princess. A witch and a knight who keep getting reincarnated. And that's actually all I know, but that's all I need to know, you know? I said no so many times in that sentence, but I really want to read both of these. It's taking everything in me actually not to put both of them on my TBR. I don't know which one I want to read more. Like this one, I believe is a standalone, so then we wouldn't be starting any new series, which would be good. But also, like I said, I've had this on my TBR forever, and I've been saving it for the summer. Also, it's a floppy paperback, which you know is the best book to read. Oh my gosh, the font's so big too. I was kind of intimidated by the size, but the font is quite large, so it's not that bad. I don't know. This is actually really hard. I don't know which one of these I want to read. I feel like the Jeopardy music should be playing right now. I think I'm gonna go with The Jasmine Throne. Because it's something about it gives summer to me. I don't know. Like I said, I've been saving it for summer for no reason. I don't even think this is set in the summer. It might be, who knows? but we're gonna pick this one. So this is about a princess who is kind of trapped in this ancient temple, and then a maidservant who she was forced to disavow her birthright. Okay, and that's gonna, I'm assuming, a love story between them. Okay, we have, what is this, our 5th book? Already our 5th book? Okay, this is going so well. All right, let's do our last pick with our TBR cards. So these ones look like this. We'll give them a good shuffle. Okay, I'm gonna fan them out and then close my eyes so you can see what feels right. I'll let you read it. Is that a book that has enemies to lovers? You're speaking my language. I, of course, have so many enemies to lovers books on my physical and Kindle TBR, but when I saw this, my heart just like immediately called to this book, and I think that is a sign that we have to read this one, and that is the Jasad Heir. I've heard like this is the perfect enemies to lovers, perfect slow burn. Like, I don't even think they get together in this book. I think someone said they were like brushing fingers at like this point, and I'm like, that's what I need. That is what you should have. This is a duology. If they have to get together or have an inkling of getting together, it needs to be in the last 10%. And yes. So I wanted to read this for so long, but people saying it's perfect enemies to lovers, perfect slow burn really pushed it up on my TBR. And then someone compared it to This Woven Kingdom, which is one of my favorite series ever. And I really have a This Woven Kingdom shaped hole in my chest until the final book in that series comes out. So this got pushed even higher onto the TBR. I'm really excited about this. This is like the perfect stack. Genuinely, I needed this. This is I'm so obsessed with our stack. Okay, so the camera cut off and I didn't want to just like leave you guys with that abrupt ending. So I'm coming at you with half wet hair, eye patches on. Video's gonna be going up a day late. It's fine. But let's just go ahead and go over the 6 books that our various prompts chose, and the bonus one that I added because I'm feeling froggy. So our 2 picks from our TBR jar: Blue Book, Cruel Seduction; our newest acquisition, Broken Dove. Then for our romance wheel, which I think is so fun, let me know if you want to see like a vlog where I just spin that and then read the books we get in the vlog. I think that would be so fun. But for June, the romance wheel chose a romantasy for us, and that's of course On Wings of Blood. And then a spicy book, which I chose This Summer Will Be Different, because of course I needed to do that, because I'm very excited to read that book. And then for our 2 TBR card prompts, we have, what was this? This was a queer author. We have The Jasmine Throne, and then Enemies to Lovers, The Jasad Heir. Very, very great stack, but it is a fantasy heavy stack. Not only just a fantasy heavy stack, a thick fantasy heavy stack. So I chose a little bonus book. You might be able to see where this is going. That would have been much smoother if it was like right here and I didn't have to twist that around. People we meet on vacation. I need to read this, so it is officially going on the TBR, and I think it'll be great to break up some of these more dense books, because I think the only like proper romance we have is This Summer Will Be Different. Cruel Seduction is not fantasy, but it is a little bit heavier. It's a little bit on the darker side, so I think having something like this to break it up will be really good. And I really wanted to read these 7 books that we will be prioritizing in June. Hopefully we'll be reading more, but we have to get through this stack, and I'm honestly really excited. I think that this is going to be a fantastic reading month. Like, looking at this stack, I imagine a lot of 4 and 5 stars in here, so I think this is going to be just one of the best reading months we have. Fingers crossed. Let me know what you're excited to read in June. Thank you so much for watching. Love you.